What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be doing a Bob Pettit build. I know that you may have noticed that I'd been a little bit, I'd gotten a little bit off from my normal routine with posting videos and things, and that was just because last weekend when I was doing these recordings, I did the recordings that I put out on Saturday, and I'd intended to do this recording and a couple of others on Sunday. Unfortunately, I got a sinus infection that kind of derailed that. I'm probably still sounding a little bit different from normal, and that it's just because I'm still a little bit under the weather, but it's not a big deal. At least I can talk for 10 or 11 minutes now without any problems. So before we get into the video, guys, as always, if you're someone that you like those legends of the game, and or maybe if you're someone that's younger and you may not have seen some of those lesser known legends play, then this is definitely the channel for you. That's all I focus on, so I would definitely recommend subscribing. And if this is the kind of content that you enjoy, I'd greatly appreciate if you'd leave a like button, I should say, I would greatly appreciate if you'd posterize that like button. Don't leave a like button, just posterize that like button. But with that being said, guys, let's get into today's video. So like I said, guys, I had originally planned on doing this last weekend, but things happened. This is actually a request that I'd received for this build. It was one of those things. Bob Pettit he's a player that I did not see play real time, right? I watched a lot of his highlights and things over the years. And the thing is, guys, when I don't watch a player during the time that they're playing, um, you feel like you may have missed out on some things, right? Um, before I did this build, I did kind of just want to refresh myself, and I went through and I watched some highlights and things, and I've decided that what I feel like is a really good Pettit build. Um, and you may think something entirely different. That's perfectly fine. But just based on what I've seen of his game and things like that, I really feel like this would be a very good Bob Pettit build. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Of course, you're going to be a power forward. You could shoot right or left; it doesn't matter. If you want to keep it accurate, you could have jersey number 9. Um, we'll go ahead and for your pie chart that you're going to be selecting, guys. Me personally, I like the mostly shooting with a little bit of defense. I feel like that's a really good pie chart for this build because he was a really really good shooter. But again, you may feel that there should be another pie chart that should be used or something like that. Maybe a finishing or maybe the 50-50 or whatever. But I like this pie chart, especially once we get to the end. Um, Now, of course, because you want to be able to be a good rebounder with this build, guys. You're going to want vertical, and we'll do speed as well. Now, you are going to lose a lot of strength with this. That's just the way that it is. Even if you did well rounded, you're going to lose so much strength that there's no point of it being there. Um, what I've done here is I'm just maxing out the close shot, driving layup, driving dunk, and standing dunk. I'm going to go ahead and max out the mid range and the 3-point shot. And I want to put the post fade up to 65. Now, if you want to max this out, you certainly could. I'm just going to put it up to 65, simply because I want those defensive and rebounding badges, just so we'll be able to offset that rebounding and make this a really really solid rebounding build, like Bob Pettit would have been, right? Now, if you want free throws, guys, you can certainly put that on there. I don't do free throws necessarily in the majority of my builds unless I'm going for shooting badges, and that's simply because it's just one of those things, guys. Unless you're playing my career or something like that, you don't really need that, right? You don't. You don't need that. So For the pass accuracy, we're going to put that up to 65. We're going to max out our ball handling. You could put ball post control on if you want. But me personally, guys, I'm going to put it here because, like I said, we do want some defense. Especially rebounding. Um, you're gonna want that, right? And then we'll just put the rest of that on the block. So if we look at this, guys, okay, um, you got a really good badge layout. You got 7 finishing, 14 shooting, only 1 playmaking, but 20 defensive and rebounding badges. So you'll be able to do all right with this build with the badge layout, I feel. So with this, you're going to keep it at built 6'9". You're going to pull this all the way down to 205, which was his listed weight. Now for this, guys, you could leave that the way that it is, but we want that rebounding, so I'm going to go ahead and max that out. And let's look where we are, okay? So we have a close shot of 89 with a driving layup of 70, a driving dunk of 75, and a standing dunk of 88. So, of course, this is all when you hit 99 is what I'm talking about here, of course. But you're going to be able to finish around the basket really, really well. Um, but where this build really comes into play, guys, is you'll have a very solid mid game at 81 and a really good 3-point shot at 79. You'll still have that post fade a little bit of 68. Your pass accuracy will be a 69 with the ball handle of 61. So you'll be able to, do, your passing and things is going to be all right with this build. You're not going to be terrible. Um, you will have an interior defense of 76 with a perimeter defense of 74 and lateral quickness in the middle at 75. And you'll have a very strong defensive rebounding of 95 with an offensive rebounding of 87. And you'll still be able to, throw shots really, really well at 88. And if we look over on the at the physicals, we know that we're going to get a +8 for that +4 for hitting 99, and then the other +4 for that gym rat badge. So we're going to have a really, really good speed of 80 with a good acceleration of 79 for our 6'9" power forward. That's really good. You're going to have a really strong vertical of 91. And then, kind of where this build does fall off, you're only going to have a 57 strength. But again, guys, I mean, in a 2K build, it's very difficult to have everything, right? You're not going to have the size if you want to have, and they have physicals too, right? I mean, I know if you take this down to 6'7", you could get like a really good speed with a good vertical and a good strength. But Bob Pettit, he was listed at 6'9", and as you know, I like to stay as close to what they're listed at as possible, um, unless we just know that their listings are false or whatever. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's look at these. This takeover first. So it's a Bob Pettit build, right? So we know that we're going to want to do a glass cleaner. And of course, you did a glass cleaner build, so, but, guys, in a way that this is really, that's a little bit deceiving, especially if you go on, if you play online. People are going to see a glass cleaner and, they're going to think that you're a pure red or you're just a strong rebounder or whatever. And then when you start, pulling out, and stretching the floor, um, this build will really come into its own. So then we'll go ahead and we'll look at our badges. So we'll go ahead and max this out. Okay, so you've got 7 finishing, right? So guys, like I said, with big men, there's certain ones that I feel work really, really well, right? You want fast twitch. Um, you want grace under pressure. And then you've got the one last one, right? The one last upgrade. And I just feel like Rise Up is where you should put that. I play a lot with center builds, guys, and I feel like these are 3 of the best. Back Down Punisher is good as well. But these three right here work really really well, especially if you're doing like a pure red and you just you dunk more than you do anything else. Those work really really well. But back down Punisher, Dream Shake, Hook Specialist, those are all really really good as well. And there's also one Mouse in the House. I feel like that one works pretty good as well. But with what we have, I feel like this is a good badge selection. So for shooting guys, you want to go Corner Specialist on Hall of Fame. Of course, you want to do Hot Zone Hunter Hall of Fame. You want to do Catch and Shoot Hall of Fame. And then you have two others, right, guys? So for this, guys, what I would do, you could do volume shooter, you could do sniper, slippery off ball, which I really like to use that for a center build, as you know, because that helps me get offensive rebounding, or offensive rebounds, I should say. And then you could do set shooter, green machine, shift, blinders. I just feel like Deadeye is a good one for this because, you know, with pick and pop situations, they may start to close out on you. And I feel like that will help you still get that shot off and make it. So for the one playmaking badge, guys, I feel like Break Starter is the way to go with this. You could do Bullet Passer or Glue Hands or Needle Threader if you want, but you're going to be getting a lot of rebounds, so I feel like Break Starter is really, really good. And for this, guys, you want to do Rebound Chaser. You want to do, you could do Rim Protector. You want to do Intimidator. You want to do Interceptor. You want to do Brick Wall. You want to do Box at least on Bronze. I would do Chase Down Artist on Bronze just to get that. And then you could do Post Lockdown. That's a really good one for interior builds. You could do Clamps just in case you get switched off on a guard. Or you could do Worm, which is what I like to go with on rebound builds, simply because it does help you, to get around a player that has you boxed out. So, but yeah, there you have it, guys. I mean, I feel like this is a really, really good Pettit build. It's a fun build to play with as well, especially if you like playing with stretches. So yeah, if you haven't done this build before, guys, I definitely recommend doing that. And if you haven't done so already, guys, I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel. And if you enjoyed today's video, guys, I would greatly appreciate if you'd posterize that like button. But have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.